Well, I'm feeling kind of squirrely. I'm sitting on go. I'm 100 amp fuse that's about to blow. I'm all jacked up. Yeah, I'm all jacked up. Well, I'm ticking like a bomb right before the explosion. Strapped in, wild-eyed, locked and loaded. I'm all jacked up. I'm all jacked up.
Welcome to the Warren County Sports Authority show here on Studio 605. I am Jeff Simmons, and he is. Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Trail.
Yes, sir.
We got Chris Sullins here, and we have the Hall of Famer himself, Jimmy Walker, in studio. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, guys.
Glad to be here.
Bad a few words. Just already put the ultimatum on me.
Put the clock on it. Hey, we do want to thank our presenting sponsor here on the Warren County Sports Authority, and that is Prater's Barbecue. Where is?
Hey, it's out there on the right, boys.
Did you go out there on the right?
Yeah, hey, I got some pork loin, mac and cheese, potato wedges, let me tell you. Top tier.
Wednesday is a Prater's Day for you.
Oh, yeah, it's Prater's, and then the show, and then Prater's.
That's not a bad night.
No, never is.
It's not a bad
Gary's
night.
listening. I promise
Yeah, hey,
you.
shout out to Gary. He got it dropped off on the helipad last week.
Yeah.
So hey, we don't miss a beat around here.
I hope everybody's enjoying it. I hope everybody get in the comment section. Let us know that you're checking us out. The Ben Loma Connect message board where we have you can get in your questions for Coach Jimmy Walker, the Hall of Famer. But if you're hungry for championship-winning barbecue, there's only one place to go. That is Prater's Barbecue. They've been serving the flavors up in Warren County, and they love them, and they've been serving them up for years. Whether you're grabbing lunch, feeding the family, or catering your next big event, make it Prater's Barbecue. Proudly serving Warren County, proudly presenting the Warren County Sports Authority, folks. Appreciate everybody being here. Again, too, we have Coach Jimmy Walker here. Sullins, how's it been, man?
It's been a great week, man.
Yeah.
I've seen you a little bit today.
Yeah.
Had some healthy discussions.
Yeah, plans are being made.
Plans are being made.
Yeah, so that's good to hear. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad that everybody's having that. Coach has had the big week, and I mean,
He's got a big week.
We can honestly jump right into the last week rewind, which is presented by Blue Line Lawn Care, where when you want your property looking its best, call the team at Blue Line Lawn Care and pressure washing. From routine lawn maintenances to pressure washing your home, driveway, sidewalks, and businesses, Blue Line delivers dependable service with free estimates for both residential and commercial customers. Licensed, insured, and proudly serving Warren County since 2020. They're ready to help keep your property looking first class. Give Blue Line Lawn Care and pressure washing a call today. 931-808-3427. That's 808-3427. Proud supporters of the Warren County Sports Authority. Proud supporters of those Pioneers who are going to be in action in just 9 more days when it comes to the football team. Of course, those Lady Pioneers going to be in action a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
We got Monday, Tuesday games.
Monday, Tuesday.
For the I was going to say the flag
I was
football
like,
team.
whoa.
Not the flag football
I
team.
got a lot going on.
Yeah, we got the Lady Pioneer soccer team that'll be kicking off, the Warren County volleyball team, and of course cross country. We talked to Coach Wilhelm. He said that they're going to get running here soon as well. Of course, the golf team's already teed off. Raymond Shutt already popped up in here. Appreciate Mr. Walker hired me in 2014. Best boss I've ever had. Get those comments in.
I'm going to add to Coach Shutt's.
Yeah, go ahead.
There, because Coach Shutt come in as a basketball coach.
Yep.
And when Coach Shutt throws this at you, your boss, who's Coach Jimmy Walker, is the principal, and he says, Coach Walker said I need to come see you. Here's what I'm thinking. I probably need to hire this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to hire him.
Good hire.
It's a good hire. It really was.
Not a bad hire.
Not a bad hire.
Again, too, we're doing the last week rewind, and as much as I want to get right to our guest, we do have to mention, Trev.
What's up?
You are back.
I'm back.
Did you have anything that you needed to add from the last week? I mean, did you go back and watch the Bobby Lynn?
Hey, I did.
How'd we do?
I watched it pretty much live. Hey, y'all, it was a phenomenal show. I had a blast watching. You know, I got in the comments a little bit. My mom wanted to thank you guys for giving her Power Broker of the Week, and I appreciate you touching on that. And going back over that. I think that's an awesome thing that we got accomplished a couple weeks ago with Coach Patty Clark. But no, hey, y'all did a phenomenal show. Y'all didn't miss a beat. So
I'm glad you brought that up.
You were here in spirit.
I was.
Yeah,
hey, I still did the avoiding disaster.
Yeah,
ad
you
read.
did a
That's
great
the-
job.
that's
That's the best ad read I heard.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason Jeff needs me here.
We need a power broker too. I hope you have one. I didn't even ask.
I do.
All right, making sure of that. But bringing that up, and speaking of the thing that Deborah did, that she started the movement there. I think I have collected over $1,000 now.
$1,000 divided by 5. Is that
Divided
correct?
by
Or 20? No, by 20.
By 20.
By 20.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
it's 50.
That's 50.
It's over. We have 50
students?
passes that
Yep.
we're going to be able to get students
Good.
into. And I know there's some people out there that pledged. If you want to get that money to us, let us know. Get in touch with us at the Warren County Sports Authority. There is another thing that I'm going to bring this one up. I'm going to save you the hassle because you could get in trouble if you bring this up again. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. We were warned that if we bring up a certain game again on the Sports Authority, that someone's going to get hit by a 2x4.
There's a former volleyball, football coach that does not want to hear Coach Walker.
So right now let's go ahead and have a 30-year rewind here. Coach Walker, can you tell us exactly what happened in 19, I believe
92.
94?
No,
No, it's
92.
92.
It was
92.
92.
Get it right.
My apologies. Go back in 1992 when they lost, 84 to nothing now?
Well,
Hey, if
let me
Coach
just say
Fisher
this.
comes through, don't stop.
Yeah,
I just want to get it out early.
that was tough.
Now,
You know,
have you heard the stories that have been told? now? Because
Trust me, I was in the booth up and stuff there. Okay, I was helping Fisher at the time.
True or false? The score was run up that night.
I will say this. You know, we were substituting probably at the end of the second quarter, and theirs didn't come into the fourth quarter, so you can kind of figure that out. You know?
And that's all, Coach Fisher. Calm down.
Hey, if anybody wants to sponsor the Coach Fisher segment of the week, we're just reliving 1992.
It's gonna be like a chiropractor. What's that? Pinnacle Orthopedics?
Yeah.
Because I was expressly warned. If we bring this up again, he's coming back in here on 2x4.
Oh, that's
If
right.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan starts coming through here knocking stuff over, just understand Franklin Fisher has made his way to 605 Morrison Street. But no, I think the bigger thing that's happened over the last week is the Hall of Fame induction, Park Theater, Saturday. You were one of 8 inductees for the class of 2024, inducted in 2026, however you want to put it out there. What was it like now that you've had a couple days to process what happened there? It's an elite you went in with.
You know, very humble and appreciative, first of all. You know, I never thought to be there, you know. It's not why you do things. It was really good to see some of the people there. I've known, like I said, I've known the Graysons my whole life, you know. And then, of course, Slim, we all know Slim. And, you know, those 3 words still ring out today, you know. And then going on down the line, Greg, and actually that's when I started working towards helping coach there when those guys were there. My first full year in the school system was 89. And then moving down to Raymond, you know, I played with Raymond, you know, and just awesome. And, of course, Jennifer, she speaks for herself. You know, Frank, I actually talked Frank into coaching basketball again at the middle school in the 6th grade. Imagine that. And my son was laughing last night because he played for him in the 6th grade. And my son was not a basketball player, okay? But he was the enforcer, okay? And Frank loved that.
Every team needs one.
You know, and he thought the world of Coach Wilson, you know, and it was good. I was just honored, you know. It's just, I was looking at all the people, and I know we used to do it at the Civic Center, and I remember a Mr. Malloy that got inducted, who played football when the high school was up here where Bonnie Blue's at. And they'd have to walk to the fairground, which was where Century was at, to practice football. And he would tell them stories, and I'm thinking, man, this is great. You know, and it's just an honor to be put in there with them.
Yeah, again, to the whole class, Jessica Grayson,
Yes.
Charles Slim, Ingles, believe in yourself. I know you were wondering what those 3 words
I
were.
knew. Come on
Greg
now.
King, Philip King, Andy Link, Raymond Martin, and Jennifer Wilson out there on Saturday. You can go back on the Warren County Way. You can read all about it, including what Jimmy had to say, what the Kings had to say, Andy, Raymond, Jennifer, Grayson. Also, the family of Slim Ingalls was there.
Yep.
You know, of course, we've seen a lot of that. We've talked about that a lot. But I was trying to keep Coach informed.
Okay,
On
good
Saturday, I was letting him know about what was going on there. In fact, Ronnie Brown just stopped talking. About 5 minutes ago, we were like, Ronnie, wrapping up. We need to start the Sports Authority show. No, it was great. It was great. I mean, it was very a lot of baseball there, obviously. Greg, Phillip, yourself, you know, of course, Ronnie's there. He's a Hall of Famer, and we're going to get to a little bit more of what Ronnie said later in there. But, yeah, I think that it seemed like a lot of history in the building at one time.
It was, and I reached out to Phillip Sunday after church just because Phillip was one of my first guys. He played with Cat, you know, and they were actually my first year of really coaching, and just congratulating him and just thanking him and, you know, just trying to build him up and just think I appreciate what you're doing, you know.
Again, too, Cat was there to bring you into the Hall of Fame, and that actually gets me to a little bit of roots for success. That Walker family.
This right here, it kind of flows right here.
Yeah, hey, it's time for the Circle J Tree Farm. Roots for success. Just like the strongest trees don't grow overnight, neither do great athletes. The segment shines a spotlight on the players, coaches, teams, and families whose hard work, commitment, and perseverance are paying off. Here's this week's Circle J Tree Farm. Roots for success. I know you said this a lot in your introductory or your induction speech, but also I've heard you say this many times. We were talking about this. We probably talked about it at Crane Hill a few times as well. That family that built you up. I did text Cat today.
Wow.
And I messaged him. I said, "Hey, can you give me a good?"
You got Cat. You got Cat in the phone.
I got Cat.
Oh man,
I got Cat in the phone. So I messaged.
No wonder this guy can't.
Sunglasses on now. The Rolodex in the phone.
So I messaged Cat today. I was like, "Hey, give me some stories, stuff like this." And here's what Cat gave me back. Jimmy was my mentor. He taught me everything about being a baseball player. I truly appreciate everything he did for me. That was his message back. He didn't sell you out.
Man,
That's a true professional.
You don't know how scared I was.
Oh, it's there.
I'm just telling you. When he calls me because he says, you know, I'm going to be speaking. I said, oh no. And I was telling Jennifer Wilson the whole time when he got up, I said, just smack me if I say something.
It was fun because Cat gets up there and, you know, everybody's in a jovial mood, and then Cat gets up there and you could tell. Anybody that knew Cat,
oh
they start getting the popcorn. Jimmy's over there.
I'm glad he waited till after it was over.
Oh, yeah. No, he did. I think he did give you a little bit of what are we doing here?
Yeah, what are we doing?
But no, tell us a little bit about the family, because I know that's you know, when it comes to the roots for success, it started in the house.
Well, you know, and he talked about my mom and dad, and I was thinking about Chris. He'd come up today. I was like, I still have my mom's basketball picture in 1946. And they want to talk about dress code violations today? I was like, man, Mom, come on.
Hey, we're not on Facebook, but we used to call them nut huggers.
You know? But I'm like, I mean, they were short, you know? But, you know, she grew up and she loved basketball. And Pat had Summit. I mean, it's like every time it's on, he's watching. But, you know, my dad, you know, he grew up pretty rough and got to play a little bit, but then he went off to World War II and then came back. And then when everybody came back from World War II, every company they played basketball, they played softball, they played community baseball, mountain bike. So everything in the household was pretty much competition. I mean, you know, and you know, we talking about family. My whole family grew up over there around the Civic Center because my grandpa moved off the Rocky River in 1940 and bought a farm there, which is now Walmart zone and stuff. And all the family lived in the neighborhood. So every day, every morning, game on. If it was football season, it's football. Basketball, which we played in the garages most of the time, and that's why I couldn't ever shoot. I shot line drives. But, you know, but we played baseball, and, I mean, it was all pecking order and stuff. And, you know, I wish my kids and my grandkids could have grown up in that time frame. You know, the movie Sandlot, we still watch it a bunch, me and my grandson, and I said, you know, that's the grandpa riding bike over to Bel Air or to Country Club or Westwood to play, you know. And that's how it was. I mean, and my parents never let me win either. And I don't let my grandkids win. I'll go ahead and tell you. You know, they got to beat me. You know.
Competition. We're gonna get we got a lot more on that one as well. Again, too, I think it was touching to hear from the audience. Cat told a story that was going on. He said that he was talking about his professional career and what he remembers most and what he's most honored about doing. And of course, I don't know if Cat pitched in the World Series.
Yeah.
You know the history. Yeah. He tells the story and basically says the best thing that he ever got to do in his professional career was the time that he got to bring you into a minor league game and throw a little bit. What was it? Did you see that coming?
No, I didn't, because it was funny because it was during dead period and they were playing in Charlotte. So I told my wife, I said, I made her stay home with the kids. So I said, I'm going over to watch them play in Charlotte, and then they played Raleigh-Durham, because I said, I always want to go to the Bull Durham Stadium. This is the new one. It wasn't the old one. But, I'm sitting there, and, of course, I'm driving, so they have to ride a bus back and forth, because this is AAA. They don't get the limos and stuff, so I'm chauffeur, And then all of a sudden, we get to Raleigh-Durham, and Eric Wedge and Jack Mull was the bench coach, sort of like Don Zimmer. And it's like, I don't even want to talk to this guy. He looks rough, And they're out there, and then finally, and Cat was right. He said, come in tomorrow. You're going to get to throw BP. So I go in. I said, what? He said, yeah, I got you worked in, to throw BP out on the field. And I said, I was like, man, this is my chance to pick the headline. So I go in, and they, the Bisons had the ugliest uniforms. They was like booger green, But, and the size they had, I think the pants were like extra, extra large, and the shirt was like triple X. And I'm sitting here, and it's hanging off my shoulder. I'm out there, and he's right. I get to throw to the guys, that maybe get to play when somebody's hurt, The
30-30-30 guys.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They fill out that roster. And I throw, and when I walked off the field, I mean, even Jack Mull says, you did pretty good. And I said, well, I got about 600 more in me than I do every day, So, like I said, the next day I came back and I threw to the whole team. What was funny, he didn't tell you this, is that it had a kind of rain thing, and Kareem Garcia, he ended up playing with the Dodgers. And he was a left-handed hitter, and he called me. He said, man, they had tunnels, and he said, can you throw a curveball? I said, well, I used to could throw one. I said, I'm pretty old now, I don't know. I got too many. He come back, and I the first one I threw, he said, man, you're better than your brother.
And Jimmy said, I know that.
I said, who you think on him,
Come on now.
But I don't know, but I threw him a whole round of curveballs, and what was funny is that night, he went like 3 for 4, hit 2 bombs, and he was going, you need to quit your job. You're going with us. You're on the bus now. And I said, I don't think my wife's going to appreciate that, but it was a great experience. And I just look out and see that bull, man. I was like, man, I'm in heaven,
Yeah. I'll tell you, coaches over there thinking, he's, you see the home run derbies that happen every
Hey, that's me, baby.
That could be me.
That could be me, man.
I'll be that guy.
That's funny. But I say this in the fact that I tell my grandson all the time, I said, the last pitch I pitched in college, you know what happened? He goes, what? And I said, I gave up a home run to Jeff Hamilton. I still remember it. That's 45 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you forget that, though.
I said, that's what I want to remember my college career, the last pitch I throw.
Oh, wow, man. Well, I want to get more into this, the pitching and all the things that you did with that. And I think that's going to take us into, before we do that, we got to wrap up Roots for Success. Again, that's Circle J Tree Farms, Roots for Success, where you can contact Jeff Jones at 934-3177. And now I'm going to turn it over to Trey.
Oh, that's avoiding disaster. Hey, don't strike out when it comes to insurance coverage. Call Adam Wood with Farm Bureau out there in Morrison. Call 931-668-7075. Once again, that's 931-668-7075. If you don't want to call and you want to stop in and see him, stop in and see him at 6282 Manchester Highway.
Did you take the week off and get a mask?
Man, I was like, wow. I'm impressed.
I'm going to the 401 classes or something, man.
Here. Do this one next.
I bet he was out there in the mirror and they practicing. Here
Here
I go.
I was sitting in my desk.
Hey, Gary, what do you think about this?
Yeah, you got this, Trev. Ask him that, because this is going to get us to avoiding disaster.
Okay. It says, what did it mean to you when you showed up to practice in full uniform?
What did it mean? Mm-hmm. I got to ask that question by a sports writer one time. Why does baseball wear a uniform?
Mm-hmm.
I said, because it's in the rules.
What did it mean to you? What did it mean to you if you showed up to practice full uniform?
Well, it's fixing to be war. Because I was I figured, hey, it's time to go to war and teach these guys how to go to battle,
Well, let me ask the rest of that because I messaged one of your a guy that you gave his coaching start to, and you may or may not have been on the stage with him on Saturday. I asked him. I said, "Hey, give me a couple of Walker stories." He said, "Ask him this: what it meant when he showed up in full uniform for practice." He said, "Let him answer, then tell everybody." You needed to avoid disaster that day if you were a Pioneer hitter. Because he said, you realize we weren't going to get a hit that day because Coach was better than any pitcher we were going to see. He just mowed us down left and right and probably hurt feelings.
That's probably why we didn't hit well.
Jimmy's like that, and we've talked about this many times. The coach pitcher that wants to strike out
everybody,
I threw a no-hitter, got him, boy. We lost 2-0.
I mean, you just said that. You get out there, you turn. I mean, the competitive juices are going to start flowing. The moment you put the jersey on, like, how long did it take you to before you realize, like, maybe I'm not need to mow them down today. I need to build them up. Where it's just how old did you have to get before you're like, man, they're actually getting the hit off me every now and then now?
Well, that's a good point, Jeff, because I don't think the first 4 or 5 years I did. Then I got to thinking, and said, maybe you're right. Maybe the self-esteem is not, But it took me a while. Then I started realizing, I don't have it as much as I do used to. But that's funny. I knew that would probably come up today.
Was there? I'm asking this. Was there a former player that could hit you? I'll
tell you right now.
Tell me the guy.
And I'm not going to get into this. I had a couple kids, and when I first started, when I made that comment about Greg King, he was probably one of the best hitters I ever seen in Warren County, because that kid could hit. Yep. Trevor Martin was another one.
Really?
Yeah, but
they could hit you.
Trevor could hit me as long as I threw fastballs, but if I started Uncle Charlie or putting it on a yo-yo, then he had a hard time with it. But
you said Greg King literally hit you.
Oh, he drilled me. He didn't hit me. I'm just telling you. I thought, I'm just sitting out there as a railbird and watching. And Ron said, "Hey, and I still had my work boots on. I was dirty. I throw it and get out there and warm up." I mean, the first pitch, it was a missile. I was going to say a pea missile, but it hit me in the ribs, and I went, "Oh, this ain't good." And I did the whole practice. You could have heard a pin drop, and I was going, "Give me another ball." And then I went home, and my wife looked. We was laughing about it this weekend. She goes, "Yeah, I remember it." I thought ribs were broken, black, blue, looked like a big bullseye. I said, I tell you then, I said, that kid can hit.
So the next time you faced him in practice, did you go up and in a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
You gotta get their attention.
Yeah.
Hey, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I've talked about Greg King a lot. I mean, I idolize the guy. Yeah. I guarantee you, when Greg did that, he probably let some people know, hey,
I messed up.
I got all of that one.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're probably right.
I'm the guy here.
He was confident.
I dropped Coach.
But it was funny. Philip brought that up. He's like, I was like, yeah, but I was younger then. But those guys battled though. I mean, that's the fun part about it.
Yeah. Again, did anybody ever take you deat? Or that you just completely blocked?
No, I don't think everybody. If they did, they didn't bat no more. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I was thinking about that coming over here. I was laughing. I was like, man, somebody. I figured you're going after it. Did you intentionally throw at anybody or something like that? But that's probably gonna come up. But
did you intentionally throw it at anybody? No,
2 people. Because the coach gave the universal signal.
I'm just still assistant. I'm just doing what I'm told.
Hey, sorry, bud. It's coming at you.
I might like coaching baseball.
You would have been a good one. I can tell. I watched you all as your playing career and everything.
Do you feel like, though, taking it into a little bit less of an avoiding disaster, but just for the team, did you feel like that was good preparation for them? Did you feel like obviously it helped Kareem Garcia hit, but it helped your kids?
Well, one is, at that time, there were some plus arms. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there were some kids that could throw it. And I don't know if they had a good breaking pitch or not, but they could throw hard, you know. And fast forward, and towards the end of my career, you know, you got David Price, Market Sense, House Kid. I mean, these, enough said.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to see 90 plus. It don't matter. Get your kids in the house. Here it comes. You know, but I don't know if it did or not. It made me feel better. But, you know, because you know this is
Well,
the way.
at least they've seen it.
Well, hey, that's,
Still got it.
you know, I said, but here's the thing. You know, it's like when you look at it, I'm like, you know, you got to challenge. You know, and this is the way in a coach. You know this. Instead of showing my backside, sometimes they go, oh, okay, you want to suit up? You know, I remember Pedro suiting up and playing football. You know, I was like, I'm holding the chain. Coach is over here tackling people, you know. I don't know if you could do that now, but back in the day.
I bet there's a rule that says you
Yeah, you know.
I think it's been lax. I've seen it happen. I'm like, oh, let's go there. Yeah. I think Turner suited up a couple. I don't think he suited up. He's just out there a few times.
I think Adam did a couple times. I was gonna say, you know, hey, let me show you this.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, we did do that a couple times.
Let's be honest. Blue's still out there probably running
Blue
routes
could
on
probably-
air. He might not be out there full pads or anything like that. Yeah. I was gonna say that was one of those stories that was brought up and asked that if he basically said
If he
if
comes-
Coach Walker showed
if
up
he
to
shows
practice,
up.
full uniform,
Yeah.
long day, boys.
Tell your mama to pick you up late.
What was Sullins' Did you know those days for him? Like, did he have like an outfit that he was wearing, or did he just have a mood?
Nah, you could just tell like how he came in to practice. if he came in hot, you could just it was like just on his face, and it's like
Usually it was because the night before it didn't go well. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure Jimmy's going to say the same thing. Coach Walker, hey, if it didn't go well the next day, there's probably going to be some
yeah, it was you could figure it out pretty quick.
It might have been the practices after he might have called you.
We'll get to that in a second. I did have a meeting one time.
Well, hey, let's get into a little bit of C in the future, and that is presented by Krebs Kubota. Are you ready to tackle any job in Middle Tennessee? From powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and construction to steel chainsaws, Krebs Kubota
Krebs Kubota.
Crabs, come on.
has what you need. Oh, you want?
I'm out on that, man.
So, your local dealer of choice for sales, service, and rentals. You can visit Krebs Kubota in Murfreesboro and experience the Krebs way. That's Krebs Kubota, 615-890-1200. And you also find them at KrebsKubota.com.
Y'all could have done that a little bit better last week.
We couldn't do
Well,
it
it
without
didn't
you.
feel right.
I get it. I'm just saying, Krebs.
I mean,
Krebs writes a good check. He deserves a Krebs call.
When there's three wheels and one of them run off, you know what I mean? It's just a circle.
Well, I also
that's
will
good.
say that I did notice that he started to put a couple video ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we might get replaced by Krebs' video
Oh, I've
ads.
got all
here
those
soon,
ads.
too.
I promise you. He's already sent them to me.
I figured so. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's look at a little bit of C in the future, and I'm going to take it back to a little bit of the past and the future here. You were a part of some legendary times for Pioneer baseball, and I know this is going to be the toughest one that everybody wants to ask about because we always look. But how do we get that? How do we get back to where we were at potentially in those late '80s, early '90s? Of course, the '92 state championship team being the pinnacle, but you also coached another team to the state tournament
Yeah,
later
98.
in the '98. So how do we get back there?
I think, you know, you said I do a lot of bush hogging, and they always say I do my best thinking when I'm on a tractor. You get to, you know, I think we went through a lull, and you know this as a coach that I've thought a lot about this. It's funny you ask that, but I'm sitting here thinking, I think we had to get unified. I think as a community. And, you know, as an administrator, and this may come up later, but I'm going to go ahead and nip it in the bud, as Barney says. I did a lot of thinking when, you know, basketball, and people would always ask me, what happened? What happened to our sports? What happened to this? You know, and I was coaching during this time, and I'm not getting on a political kick or anything, but when NAFTA was signed, what happened to our industry around here? Because you can say this and you can say that. You know, because we had people moving in. Because when I took over in 96, the first thing I asked Bobby Cox's dad, I said, Mr. Cox, what do I need to do? He said, you need to be at Bridgestone and your Roseau, see if they got families out there that move. Because the George Olesics in the world moved from Cleveland, Ohio to Parramatta. You know, the Swiss Berklers for Carrier. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I think we can. I think, you know, and I don't mean this by any negative. Football's going to be a tough road to hoe. We all know that, you know.
Yeah.
But I think our other sports can compete in the 6A or 4A or whatever. You know, there was only 3 classifications when I played.
Yeah.
You know, and now I just think we have to become unified again. You know, a small town. I mean, I was blessed to go with Jamie. He had a farm out west at Smith Center, Kansas. 1,200 people on Friday nights football. The town shuts down. It's Friday night lights. And if you look them up, Coach Bartow was been on ESPN Coach of the Year 3 times. Now it's small, but those guys produce. Everybody played football. That's cool, you know. And you think about your good teams. You know, you're talking about '92, and I was thinking a lot about that because I reached out. Some of the guys reached out to me this weekend. We still. How many guys played multiple sports on that team?
A lot.
How many played on your good basketball team?
A lot.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we got to get back to that. Andy Link, hello. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny when you bring that up because when you talk about the '92 team, you know, you have your baseball team that won the state, Chad and George and those guys. They were part of Bobby's first year.
First year.
It's kind of you bring up an interesting point because we've said it. You got to have your best athletes have got to be playing more than one sport.
Exactly.
The other thing that I think, and I think that you'll agree with this, you said it, you got to have a growing community. Mm-hmm. And when that community, we've said it so many times on this show, the funnel. Yep. The funnel can't be small in the 6th, 7th grade.
Nope.
Because it doesn't get any bigger in the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade.
No.
I think, and you brought this up, as competitive as you were back during those times, you had a lot of other kids that were competing against you every single day.
Every day.
That's been taken away.
Taken away.
And that's hard in a small community like this because I didn't live in the city. I was jealous because I knew what they were getting to do every day, so I was trying to get mom or dad to take me somewhere over there where that was going on. You don't see that in today's times. That's a real struggle. But I think he's exactly right in this aspect. You got to have your best kids, and they've got to be out playing more than one sport.
And the reason I say that is because, contrary to belief, I love my brother. We've had our differences, but I was allowed to meet a lot of good people, players, and most everybody in those locker rooms played multiple sports in high school. I'll just tell you.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going out there and getting. And I think there's, as you said, that's something that Warren County can do a little bit more of as a community. The thing that you talk about with the industries and the growth of Warren County, I mean, we're right here. We're right here on a row where you would have thought there's where jobs are right there.
Coach and I are a lot alike in this aspect. I know how, if you listen to him, you know how special of a place Warren County baseball is in his heart.
Yeah.
Well, basketball is kind of the same way for me. So I want to see it succeed. That's why I love when Coach Fish came in. It's still on the level where they're competitive every single night. That would bother me if when Coach Fish leaves, if it goes backwards. It would really upset me. I can see he's kind of the same way. We want to be at a level, and when it's not there, we're going to try to do everything we can to get it back.
You know, and the thing about it too, Chris, is that it didn't get this way overnight, and it's not going to be fixed overnight.
I totally agree with that.
You know,
totally.
And what we got to do, we can't be part of the problem. We got to be part of the solution. Yeah. And so I just feel, you know, and I'm a basketball guy too, and I'm a track guy now to high school. That last year, man, I was pulling for this guy. I was like, dude, I don't even know anything about a shot put. But, you know, I'm sitting here going, heck yeah.
But he throws it real far.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, man, this is great. But you know what?
We should have had him throwing baseball.
But I'm just thinking, you know, he just notched Warren County in the Mecca.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's put us out there.
And again, it just goes back. Well, I guess there's a great question. You just said something. We have to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. When you see it now with a little bit of stepping away from it a little bit, what do you see as some of the things that are hindering things that happen? What's what when people do that is part of a problem more than a solution.
And I don't know if it happens at the high school, so I'm not in it anymore.
Yeah.
I never put me before the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and even if it's little league, minor league, whatever, I'm a real proponent, and I'm gonna say this because Coach Dalton asked me one time, my first year teaching, maybe my second year teaching, eating lunch with him. He says, call me Jim Walker. That's what he always called me my whole life. He said, Jim Walker, what's wrong with Warren County basketball? I said, they closed Bernard School and William Biles Playground. Because you could go by every Saturday at William Biles and there's basketball being played. And I say Bernard School because my dad coached Industrial League basketball. And if you remember when Coach Dalton was in there, Lester Cowell said he went to James Walker and told you need to get Charlie Dalton on your team in 1964. So I grew up with Lisa, Alan, and Terry. And then I could go through a bunch of them. But they played at Bernard School, and between quarter timeouts and halftime, they'd have to run the kids off the court.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And what you were saying to get to town, because you didn't have that. I grew up 20 yards from the daggum Civic Center.
Yeah.
The ballparks. So there's a game going on every day. And I just believe, and you can't buy your way into that. I don't care. You can spend money and you think it's going to happen. In the long run, it won't. I'll just say it. I think it's got to be a grassroots.
Well, in our community, it has to be grassroots.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, there's no chance. There's no other way to do it.
That has to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we've taken a step back in the last decade at least.
Yeah, I'm going to hit a little bit on the Ben Loma Connect message board. Rice drills in the gym lobby during the winter made everyone tougher, says Franklin Fisher. He was incredibly imaginative when it came to conditioning. we'll get back to that. Bobby Cox chimed in and says, sometimes the lights came on after we got home from a bad game on the road. Also, I said Jimmy always made sure every practice there was competition of some kind, and he encouraged athletes to play multiple sports so they learned how to compete all the time. Drew Walker said, hopefully all these families moving in from California, New York, and Florida have some studs that play multiple sports. Very nice. Again, Bill,
I'll say something about what Drew just said there. It's really amazing to me. Okay? And I think Warren County has grown. I think the population has grown.
Yeah.
But when you look at the school system's population, it has decreased.
Yeah.
That is a concern for this reason. How does that stop? Not taking anything away from what you guys do at private schools,
Right.
but you got a lot of people now that are homeschooling. They're going in different avenues that we probably didn't have 10, 12, 15 years ago. That's a problem. That's not the right choice of words. That's something you're going to have to deal with because as your population grows, you would think you would have more kids involved in the system. That's not the case now.
There are some, and I think it happens a lot more in baseball, is there's a lot of guys, not necessarily in this area, just in general, that they play for the travel ball teams, and they play year-round. So they're not even playing for a school ball team. So, if that is the case in any situations, those kids are playing on those teams, and then they're not playing for Warren County or whatever community that they live in.
No.
That's a good point.
Ben Loma Connect message boards again. Warren first chimed in, says, you have the best coaches on the show. We love Coach Walker. He is a great man. And Justin Tanner just commented and said, I've done rice drills in my nightmares. I was going to get to another segment.
We got to find out what these rice drills
But I need to know what the rice drills are.
Oh, man. It's funny because I actually got my grandson doing them now. So, Justin, you're okay. But actually, my son does them with his team. It's just a form of thing. It's just it's a lot of plyometric type stuff, and it's a lot of checking your intestinal fortitude. Is that a good way of putting it?
That's right.
Because if you're sitting there doing a wall set for 30 seconds, and you're on the clock, no, you ain't quitting. No, or you're doing mountain climbers or something like that.
We might get more details as well. Craig Rogers chimed in. Ben Loma Connect message board. Trev, what we got here?
He said Astro drills and fungo after a road game were where you required to dive regardless of where the ball was at. Fun times.
Hey, the diving's a good thing.
Yeah.
We started every day.
Yeah,
We're going to dive.
Hit right at you, catch it.
Dive.
Oh man, fun too. It sounds like I had a lot of good times.
Yeah.
My dad just texted me and said Steve Carlton did rice.
He did the rice bucket drill. Come on, Donnie. They're different. You can sit down doing those.
Oh, mercy, I was going to tell you. It's been fun catching up. Let's get to more here, but again, we're going to get into the locked in segment. Before we get into who's locked in this week or what team might have been locked in about 34 years ago, let's talk about people who make sure you're never stuck on the outside looking in. The locked in segment is brought to you by the Lock Shop right here in McMinnville. Whether you're dealing with your home, your business, or your vehicle, these are the folks you call when you need fast, reliable help. They've been your hometown locksmith since 1996, and they're bonded, certified, and licensed, so you know you're getting the job done right. Give them a call, 473-4216. That's 473-4216, and let the Lock Shop get you back in. 1992 state championship team, you're a part of that coaching staff. When did that team lock in, and was it when a bucket was kicked? Because I've heard the story about a bucket getting kicked at some point.
There's a bunch of buckets got kicked.
Or
Fungos broke.
What's it like in that when did y'all lock in as a coaching staff? Because y'all had a lot of good coaches there that had to piece together what was happening with that program.
I'm going to be real honest. It wasn't the coaches.
Oh.
Well, let me back up. We were pretty good. We knew we were pretty good. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this. O.P. Morris come in at the beginning of that year and wrote something on the chalkboard, because that was back in the old days at the old school, down in the dungeon. and he wrote up there, team, together everyone accomplishes more. And he said, we're tired of winning districts. He wrote it up there at the beginning of the year. And Coach Brown challenged him. But really when it clicked was that we were pretty good. We were riding high and knew we had a good team, just didn't know if you had that to get over that hump. We go to Grundy County, and Chris Pickett, who I played with and against at Tech, and Ted Ladd, we go up there, and the whole way up there on the bus, they were just chirping, just happy. Wow, we're going up here to play, blah, blah. Go up there and get our butt handed to us twice.
I forgot it was two.
Yeah, it was a doubleheader. They said maybe one, but it was two.
Yeah.
So I had to live with Chris Pickett for a whole year, because he's chirping and calling me, hey, what them city boys, or whatever. But we're coming off, and Ronnie's going, we needed that. We need to get humbled. He goes. I asked him, I said, were you going to say anything? He goes, no, we just let it go. It's a Saturday. Let him go. We'll get back to him Monday. I said, oh, no, I'm saying something. And it was always funny because the 89 team, Cats team, was pretty good. We just couldn't hit very well, but they were pretty good. And I always challenged, I said, you're not as good as 89 team. You always kind of, especially Opie, because Opie was he was the rah-rah guy. So I went out there, and I done took my shirt off. I was like, you guys couldn't carry their jock strap. And like this, and I look at Opie, and Opie's over there shaking. He's like, I'm going to get you, Coach. And I went in, and I kind of chewed him out, and I went in to Coach Brown and Coach Cox, and then I shut the door, and I go, man, that's pretty good. I thought we'd all get high five. And all of a sudden, you could hear yelling and screaming in the locker rooms, and all of a sudden, something turned over. I said, oh, somebody done got knocked out.
Trainer Tim, where you at?
and I say this because it was two of the guys that, I found out later, but about that time it's bam, bam, bam on the coach's door, and I thought, oh, this ain't good. I said, I done opened the door, and there's Opie crying, snot running, and he took his finger and stuck it right there, and going, I'm going to stick that 89 team where the sun don't shine. That's what he said another thing, but anyway. And I said, I hope so. And the only game we lost, the first game of the state tournament.
Wow.
They took it upon themselves.
They locked in.
They locked in. It wasn't us. I just challenged them.
Yeah.
You know?
He went wild boys on them.
Yeah.
Bobby Cox did also point out in the Ben Lomond Connect message board there wasn't a lot of talking on the way home.
There wasn't.
On that one. Matt Cotton says great teams have great leaderships from the players in the locker room. And Jackie Dunn Pope chimes in, congrats, Wirehead. You make the class of 79 proud. That's a locked in moment right there. But again, too, you said it. You just said that. You get to the state tournament and you lose the first game. Yeah. How did y'all get past that and then take it to Germantown?
Well, I'm going to blame Coach Brown.
Oh,
and the reason I say that is because back then we don't have Game Boy or whatever that Game Changer. And I sat there and I told somebody that, I said, man, if you couldn't get a scouting report on who you're playing, that's on you. Back then you had to call.
Yeah.
And somebody would send you the score sheets. And you're trying to decide. So I went and the guy that pitched was Mickey Callaway. You know who that was. He ended up being the manager of the Cleveland Indians. Mm-hmm. And the first two batters he plugged. Jason Mulligan, first batter, George gets up, plugs him. I went, boy, game's on, boys. You know, he's throwing about 93, and they got to Trevor. I guess I think started the first game. Maybe I think it's Trevor. I went and watched him the next game. So Coach Brown had gotten a scouting report from somebody's friends in West Tennessee. I went back that night at the hotel. I said, dude, whoever gave you this gave you the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing.
Sabotage.
It was, and after Coach Cox and I were sitting there, I'd look at Bobby. I said, "Whoever did this, you know." And so after that, we figured it out, you know, and played really good games against NBA and Dobbins Bennett. Mm-hmm. That play at Jason Mulligan, I don't know if you remember that. Jumped over the catcher, which you can't leave your feet in high school. And they're over there arguing. I walked out with Peanut. He was the umpire. I knew Peanut because he called her this. He said, "There's no way in heck I'm calling that guy out. That's the greatest play I ever seen." You know?
Hardly became legal one time.
Yeah. You know, R.A. Dickey for NBA, you know. I mean, it's like, you know, you just figured it out. But I said it was, and I don't blame Coach Brown, because he was just doing what we had. That's all we had. Mm-hmm. You know, but after that, I said, I'm going to watch him play, and I'm going to do my own scouting report. I'm the pitching coach. I want to know how to attack them, you know.
Probably some coach the 89 team beat. I got you all. Here. Matt Cotton in the Ben Lomond Connect message board says, we need the passion that Coach Walker still has for Warren County sports to this day to come back. Love hearing Coach Walker talk baseball again too. That's the Ben Lomond Connect message board, where for the first time ever, Ben Lomond Connect is giving new fiber customers 3 months free.
We like that word.
Free.
We like that word.
That's right. Your first 3 months are free with Ben Lomond Fiber. With everything going up, Ben Lomond Connect has dropped pricing on its multi-gig speeds. We now offer nation-leading prices on all of our fiber internet speeds. $57.95 for a gig, $75 for 2 gigs, $88 for 8 gigs, all with matching upload and download speeds, and no contracts. You can call BLC in office and go to benlomondconnect.com for more information. 3 months free offer ends September 30th. Certain exclusions may apply. Certain terms apply. Ben Lomond Connect, delivering that internet
at the speed of life.
Yep. New fiber customers. New fiber customers. Get in there. Get them down. But yeah, that is locked in.
Take advantage.
Yeah.
Take advantage. Absolutely. I love the stories about that. Yeah, is there's still a video that circulates every now and then when that final out was made in '92. What happened with you when that final out was made?
Well, I met Jason Mulligan. I didn't really want to show him up my vertical. I did cut it off. I will say, because I was fixing to go plumb over him.
Yeah.
You know?
You would jump over him?
Yeah. But we met at second base. He was running from center field, and he got it. I done beat everybody out of the dugout, and I was like, you know, we got him. But that was tremendous, you know. And
yeah, Michael Thrower says, "Go Pioneers!" Coach Walker's passion for the Pioneers doesn't go unnoticed. Guys, before we get into any more comments or anything, y'all got any questions?
My question would be this about the '92 team. You knew how good. Hey, you're in the Final 8, so you know you got a good baseball team. Mm-hmm. Coaching staff wise, when you're talking about the NBAs and the Germantowns, did you? I know you think you're going to win, but in the back of your mind, when did you realize, hey, we can win this?
It was Sunday afternoon. No, and I'll tell you why.
And I would be, you know, we've had some conversation before. You kind of look around thinking, I don't know if we're going to say the right thing. Behind closed doors, we're thinking, boys, we got here. Good job.
Yeah. And, you know, and that's what that team did. We just don't want to be here. We want it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're, honestly, you know, you're talking about the white collar key. I mean, you know, coach at Dobbins Bennett was good. Coach Forehand at NBA, whose son is Coach at Lipscomb, and then you had Phil Clark at Germantown. I mean, they were the blue blood. And here you got a bunch, and I still say this, Colin Day, who played on that team, said we got beat by a bunch of rednecks with fishing hats. Because we didn't even have fitted hats, we had adjustable hats. You know?
It's probably that one right there.
I mean, I'm serious. And to this day, he would always say that, and I just laugh. But I'll tell you when it was. I walked out because '92 was a good year. I mean, you know, Cat was drafted about 2 weeks prior to that, and there was 3 scouts there that I've known all my life. Jugs D. Ford, who drafted Cat, Sammy Dotson, who drafted Pee Wee, and I played with his son, and then Jack Jolly. And I walked out and I looked at him and I said, guys, we just won the first game. And I said, there's probably 20 teams better than us in the state of Tennessee. And you got a bunch of country boys here. And before I even got out of my mouth, they all three said in unison, there may be 20 teams with better athletes, but there's not 20 better teams. You're going to kick their tail the second game. Because they was watching how our kids were reacting. They wasn't intimidated. Like, we got this.
I've always wondered this. You know, you talk about not intimidated. You take a team now that they get in that situation, but maybe they hadn't played against those kids. Was it an advantage? I've always thought this. It was an advantage because those kids in the 91, 92, 93, Cat and them, they had went and did some traveling.
They played against
They had played against those guys. So it's not like you're sitting there thinking that's David Price throwing 95. I've seen him ever since he's 8 years old. That's just David. That's just R.A. Dickey.
Yeah.
I've played against those type kids. How big of an advantage was that for that group? Because they kind of looked at those guys as they're just high school students like we are.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. I'm going to say this. A lot of people, I'm going to say this in twofold. One, I'm not big on traveling when they're young, and I'm going to tell you why. And you'll agree with this in basketball. And I'm going to say this. Coach Dalton never let his kids play AAU. Afraid to get hurt. A lot of injuries occur in AAU. And you're going back to the year-round stuff. Your body needs time to rest.
Yep.
You know, I think it's development. You know, I saw a picture in the paper not too long ago, and I'm not going to say what, but somebody was shooting a shot, and I sent it to one of my buddies. I said, I guarantee you Troy Jones wouldn't have taught it that way.
Not that we do this on every time that we see a kid, but I will say that there's a group message that says, that ain't going in.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you know, hey, you know what I'm...
That's right.
I didn't
When
know
you see
you
the
could
hands
shoot a
there.
basketball with 2 hands and 3 elbows.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've gotten away from. And I'm not poking. I mean, I'm passionate about all sports. Baseball just happens to be my lane. I wish that we had leagues 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, and the young ones, they just need to play and have fun. And really do that, because I know that, like my son has reached out with a guy in Tullahoma. They've changed over to Cal Ripken, went back to Cal Ripken down there in the same age group, who I played college ball with his dad. He called me one day and says, you know this guy? And I went, what's he doing coaching? This is his son. I went, oh. You know? I said, well, it's a great thing. You know, I think it's about development. And I'm going to say this, and I say it in honesty of baseball. What percentage of the major league players are international now?
I would say the high
Majority. Yeah.
Is it a majority now?
It's not a majority, but it's close.
I would
Yeah,
say
it's-
somewhere around 35,
Within the next
40.
5 years, it will be a majority.
Yeah. Wow.
You want to know what they do? I've been to Japan. I watched the high school practice. I was like, holy cow, my guys would die. They think I was bad. They practice for 8 hours, but they were development. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was all specific. They weren't playing 1,000 games. Because if you're doing 1,000, if you're doing something wrong, you're playing 1,000 games, it's still wrong. It's going to catch up, duh. You know, and it's like all this throwing now. You know, and you know what the arm injuries now, 15 to 19, who gets most of the Tommy John surgeries? 15 to 19, 69%.
Wow.
When Jamie was at Dr. Andrews' office getting relubricated and everything, you know, he called me, he said, brother, you ain't going to believe this. I said, what? He said, how many high school players here with ACLs, you know, all this? He said, they're all high school. So why? Why are we doing that?
We've said it too many times on the show. I think what you get into, you just start keeping up with the Joneses because you think that's what what works.
Needs to happen.
And it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like you. In this area, you need to be developing talent.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. You need to be developing athletic ability. And you also need to be developing a mindset of, I will go to war.
Yes.
And I will battle until I
exactly.
can't battle anymore. Yeah. And that's something I think that gets lost with all the things that go on today. It's
feelings. Hey, and I don't mean that negative. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, it goes back to how our parents raised us. My mom always told me, nobody in this world owes you anything. If you want it, go get it. You know? And like I said, my dad, I don't care if we're playing marbles. He's not going to let me win.
Yeah.
And I don't mean you don't I'm not doing like some of these guys annex, but I just think that's big. That's what I see. Yeah. And I say this in basketball too, and I'm going to say this, some of the best athletes never get a chance to participate on the high school sports because they don't have the same. And I'm telling you, they're there. I watch. I watch the basketball. I watch the youth basketball. I watch soccer, and all that. I just think about Jeff. I know he threw me on the bus about how I cut him and stuff.
But
I will say this.
He was the best coach move you ever made.
No,
Put me on the right path.
Hey, I put him in career. But I look back, and as a coach, you can't look in the rear view. But there's things. I'm a reflector. Every day, when I go to church tonight, when I get back, I'll reflect on how the day went. And I look back, and he could have been the first David Wells at Warren County. Because he was a good left-handed pitcher. He just, at the time,
didn't know where it was going.
Didn't
know where it was going.
But the thing of it is, he grew. But I
Mostly
say that
this way.
but I'm just saying, I've watched the basketball in the youth league. I mean, the county leagues, and I see kids that's not a part of this, that should be a part of that. We were talking about this a while ago, and I don't mean this because I said he's got to make money. I get it, but $70 is a lot of money.
He may become a regular.
Come on a lot.
He's pretty much said the same thing we have.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to the city of McMinnville, we need to budget somehow, some way, where a kid doesn't have to pay to play sports up to he's about 10 years old. Somehow, some way, or a minimal fee. When you start talking about $70 and you got 2 to 3 children, that adds up. Big time.
Well, we've also talked about it. Some of that happens at the very early age at 5 and 6 when it's t-ball.
Yeah.
It's t-ball, and you're like, well, I'll just go. I'll pay $25 and I'll go out midway.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with midway, center town, stuff like that. But then all of a sudden you get a kid that might have been a great baseball player that just turns into a really good softball player. Yep. And that's again too. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just lost the opportunity of potentially getting a really good big player who's just going to go and hit into the cornfield all the time. And it's like, you probably want some of those kids to be in the playing baseball, and you don't want it to happen because it was the difference between $50 and $25 when they were 6 years old. It's tough.
And I say this, and Chris knows, and your time is, especially if you're a non-faculty coach, because you got a business to run. Mm-hmm. And you're getting those calls all night. Coaching takes time. If you break down, you don't get rich teaching or coaching. I'll just go ahead and tell you. No. And you got to be willing to do that. And I say that in this. I was laughing because I told somebody one day, they asked me, how did you do this? I said, well, first of all, I had a degree. I was in plant and soil science. I was working in the nursery, and I was doing okay. I decided to quit my job. My wife and I just got married. The interest rate was like 15% on the house, and going back to school. Had a truck, But when I interviewed for the job of teaching in Warren County, I had to go to Lion Street in the little building over there, and there's Ron Martin at the end of the big table and all the school board members. They lined us up in the hall. If you want to interview before you got a job, these teachers today would just melt. I'm just telling you. Here's the director and the school board asking you questions. And I'm sitting here going, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Ron Martin looked at me and asked this question: why do you want to teach and coach in Warren County? And what I said the other day is exact truth. And I always believe that, and I always will. That's why I did it. I want to help kids to give them an opportunity to get out of Warren County that may not be a top 10, a top 15, but they have an athletic skill. That was my whole mission of coaching, to help somebody, because somebody helped me. They gave me a leg up,
I mean, it's a great message, and again, too, a lot of people on the message board agreeing with that. Again, too, Scotty Kill says we can learn a lot to really listen to what Coach Walker says. Jimmy is one of the good guys, much respect. Also,
that's
going
a back-to-back week for Scotty Kill.
Yeah,
he's become low again.
Bobby Luna chiming in. Says Jimmy Wirehead Walker is a legend, great pioneer player, coach and principal, even better human being. I learned a lot of coaching aspects from Coach Walker and Coach Brown while I was in Warren County. Tim and Jane Bryan, I'm guessing this is Timmy. that probably is chiming in here says,
Timmy.
I was privileged enough to play under Coach in his first year as head coach, and the top 2 things he learned, how to dodge a clipboard and swing hard in case you hit it.
That's a good one. There's a story behind that one.
And Don Lowry Wanamaker also was talking about 1992. Says passion was the champagne bottles popped on the field with Crusher and Doc Malone at the end of the game. You want to go back to the Timmy story first, or you want to start with the champagne?
I want to back up to Coach Luna.
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Because I went to school with Kerry's older brother and Bobby, and I remember when all this transpired. And Bobby was a good little player, but he's a great coach and a good, I call a comrade in coaching, because we worked together, trying not to specialize. He would say, "Give me this week. We're going to the Kentucky camp. You got them. I need them this week." He actually let me do some pictures for a tryout, not on a game day, okay, but just a college coach would come in to look at them. And Bobby was a good friend and very well respected, and he was good to work with. And all right, Timmy.
Clipboard.
Pound for pound, the strongest guy that's ever been in Warren County.
Yeah.
He weighed $115 and could bench press almost 300 pounds. I mean, he was strong. Mm-hmm. Worked hard. We were playing our first year. Wasn't expected to do good. Picked last in the district. We ended up winning the district, going to the region. So we played Lincoln County, who had 3 guys. The number 1 pitcher was the second rounder by the Boston Red Sox. They had Reese, who's 96, and then they had Poole, who's a sophomore, through about 92. Well, Reese is pitching against Ryan Rigsby. Ryan, that was a heck of a year. That's another story we'll talk about. But behind the Babe Ruth Park, it's all like this. It looked like, Scout, movie Scout. It's all back there with their guns, Well, the first pitch that Jason Reese throws, it hits halfway up the backstop. Timmy Bryant steps out, looks at me, and goes, I said, swing hard in case you hit it, because I don't know what else to tell you, dude. That's what I told him. I said, I don't have no words of wisdom. I couldn't simulate that in batting practice.
That's great coaching, man. Coaching. I got no answers. Just swing hard.
That's where Timmy got that.
That's why he was popping champagne bottles on the field 4 years before that.
You should see the video of that who was the guy that was over TWSAA at that time, but he was in panic mode. That dude was grabbing everything. I'm sitting there going, what the crap?
Oh, mercy. Timmy played every play at 100% every time he walked on the field, says Bobby Cox on the Ben Lomond Connect message board. And I feel like that's probably also, too, that they did have like a throwback game about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Alumni game.
I don't think Timmy fared well. I think the next week or so he was going all out that day. He might want to calm it down a little bit. He didn't know how to turn it off.
Timmy decided to stick to the music career.
TC Bryant, man. All right, let's get into buy or sell. Let's talk about making the right investment off the field. The buy or sell segment is brought to you by Daryl Cook with First Mortgage. Buying or refinancing can feel overwhelming if you don't know what to expect, but when you've got someone walking you through every step, it gets a whole lot easier. If you're ready to get started, give Daryl a call, 931-743-5563, and shoot him an email at dcook@fmbmt.com. That's Daryl Cook, NMLS number 2359079 with First Mortgage, member FDIC, equal housing lender. I want to go quick buy or sell tonight on this one. Quick buy or sell. Pitch clock. Has it been good for the sport, buy or sell?
I think it has, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm like when I pitch, I'm like Greg Mance. Give me the ball. These guys that go out there and do all that, I'm like, come on, man, you're killing me. You're killing the time.
Were you so much Maddox that you were also calling the pitch by how you caught it?
Have
you saw that video?
I've seen that. That's good. Well, let me tell you a story on him, because Jamie got picked up in the Rule 5 by the Braves. So I fly down to, my aunt lived in West Palm, so we flew down and got to go to the spring training game. And I'm sitting here, and here's Maddox, Glavin, Smokes, Woolers, Perez, and I'm watching them throw bullies. And I'm thinking, man, I could hit Tom Glavin. I know I could hit Tom Glavin. But then they got Woolers and Maddox throwing his wiffle ball stuff. I was like, that dude's that. But the thing of it is, and it's come out now. My brother said later, he said, that guy's a nut. He's not really a nut, but he just said, talking about competitive.
Yeah.
He bet Jamie, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, I can do that leg stack." Jamie says, "Well, how much you want to bet?" He said, "I just put 100 on it, Walker." He went over and did it 10 times. Don't even look like he could do it. But what I'm saying, he's just
He's that competitive.
He's competitive.
The mad dog, man.
He was. I mean, if people say he can't pitch today, baloney. I almost said something else, but baloney.
Does that concern you though that a guy like Greg Maddox, they're sitting there going, "Hey, he can't pitch today."
Crap.
So let's get to some buy because I've
Yeah.
got a buy or sell.
Well, I mean, buy.
You're gonna bring it
Well, I
up.
think this is very close to what you were about to
I think
get
it
to.
is.
Buy or sell analytics now, where it's almost gotten to the point where you just do everything based on the math.
Well, you know, data's a great thing, but you can manipulate data.
Mm.
You know, I tell kids all the time. I said I knew they had a good curveball by the time of the spin, how sharp it broke. I mean, you can hear when a fastball went by, it sounded like a hamburger. You know, wow, that guy throws hard.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing, but I think it's how do you use it.
Mm.
And I'm just saying this, you know, and I've got a grandson that plays, and my son does a good job with it. I said we're going to teach you how to spot a fastball and throw changeup. Location, location, location.
Mm.
And I said, because Paul Skeens was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
He wasn't burnt out.
Tony V was trying to get him as a catcher. at
That's
UT.
exactly right. You know, and here's another kid. It's funny because my brother helped work with Jacob Mazurowski.
Mm.
He coached him at 15 and 16.
Wow.
And, you know, and this kid, if you look at it, his mechanics are a little, but it's just funny because I said this, Coach Revis taught us 45 years ago, very much similar to what they're teaching now. We didn't have all the terminology.
Yeah.
You didn't have all the videos and everything.
The RPMs.
Yeah,
everything.
RPMs. I mean, he just taught you how to do it. You know, you need to throw it harder, you know, or something, you know.
Mhm.
But I don't get hung up on it. I know that's a recruiting tool. You know, if you don't hit an exit velo with this, look, I seen, you know, the Jeremy Sladen. What was his exit when he hit one over the cedar trees out there? I was like, I looked at the dugout and went, holy cow, he just hit the space shuttle. You know? I mean, but I'm just saying, I don't think you get caught up in all that.
I disagree. Buy or sell max effort pitching that they've started to work on now.
I'm going to be honest, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because I think you're what are you getting at? Well, let me back up. How things have changed. NIL. Well, you make as much in college as you do in minor league or more. So why not?
Yeah.
But if you want longevity, you ain't gonna last long.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. Any more buy or sell?
Well, here'd be my buy or sell. We got. Let's be honest. I say it a lot, but if there's ever been an old school guy sitting in that seat, he's an old school
He's an
guy.
old school guy. Yeah.
When you see, you got a grandson that's involved in this. When you see the new school guy and all he's worried about are these type things, what goes through your head? You understand what I'm trying to say? Because you're trying to make a sport into an accounting type deal. And that's not how it really works. Eventually, hey, if a guy gets rocked, he's got to have enough intestinal fortitude to stand back up there and say, hey, I'm going to chin him next time or something of that nature. How an old school guy, when you see how the new school approach is, how do you handle it in the stands, or do you ever say, hey man, come on, brother?
Well, first thing I told my grandson, if he ever did it, and if I'm in a wheelchair and here's a commotion at the gate, it's his grandpa fixing to come out there and kick his tail. I did tell him that. But I don't like that because kids got enough pressure on them.
Yeah.
Whose expectations are they trying to meet? This guy over here that's got all the gimmicks? Parents? Or is a kid getting to play for the love of the game? Because the heart's going to take you a long way. You may not be as good, but I can promise you in the major league, there's a lot of blue-collar guys out there playing. Good stories. You know, Jamie got to go back to the Tigers reunion thing, 125 years. Marcus Timms, helping coach. I got to sit with his mother from Mississippi. This guy was in the friggin' Army before he even made baseball. It's a great story. You don't hear that.
No.
You know, those guys were there. So I think analytics has their place, but I think if you get caught up in it all the time, because when it's competition, it's me and you. I'm gonna beat Chris Sullivan.
Yeah.
I can't worry about how tight my curveball is or how hard I'm throwing it. You know, John Smokes, and of course he learned this from Leo Mazzoni. Jamie said, "You know what the best pitch is, brother? What?" He goes, "Strike one." That's what Leo Mazzoni told him.
Yeah.
I don't care how hard you throw if you can't throw a strike.
Yep.
So
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now people back that up with you see the batting averages drop 100 points if they get batting down to 0-1. It's like, everybody understood strike one. Thank you for backing us up with the numbers of that. It gets harder to hit when you're behind in the count. Nobody ever knew that before the numbers were crunched.
But you know, and it's funny because I look at stuff like that when I'm bored. I go back and look at batting averages over the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Why'd they put the ABS in? Last 5-6 years, batting average stink. Why? Because they're swinging at their backside.
Yeah.
They're not driving the ball to the opposite field. The teams that win,
Drive the ball off.
how did the Dodgers win a couple years ago? Just hit the ball in the outfield. Yankees can't catch it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Put the ball in play. Good things will happen.
Yep. Unreal.
I didn't sell tickets.
Yeah.
I hit 450 foot balls. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you struck out 4 times.
Dave
before.
Kingman, okay? Let's go back to old school. Feast or famine.
Hey, we're going to jump right into under construction. We're trying to make sure that we get Coach to church in time.
Yes,
I heard the church bells a minute ago. Under construction, looking to build your dream home in Warren County. Ryan Lawrence, my apologies, Trev. I know you always give me a look.
Yeah,
Custom
it's all
Homes
good.
is a premier choice for quality craftsmanship and addition to detail. Whether you're starting from the ground up or bringing visions to life, Ryan delivers homes built to last. Give him a call today at 931-259-0023 and start building something truly yours. Under construction. Ronnie Brown started this conversation on Saturday, Coach. He said, hey, Hall of Fame, you got some work to do. Between what he said on Saturday, I know Philip King's been a guy that has focused a lot on this. Who were some games that we're missing? You got more?
Well, no, here's what I'm going to say. I think Ronnie Brown was talking directly to you.
He might be.
Since you're on the Hall of Fame committee.
Yeah, he was
right?
looking down. He was Simmons.
Simmons is
I honestly was waiting for it. I really was waiting for it because he did look down there a couple of times. He's like, now the committee.
Since the only person that we know that's on the committee is you publicly said it. Nobody else has said publicly.
There was one on the stage. I don't know. I'm not going to say who, but there was one on the stage. He's over there. They were all in the crowd. Anyways, he did say that. I agree with him. There's work to be done. And of course, Philip King's done a really good job. Your jersey was one that number was retired here. But again, too, there's names out there. Are there any that, when you hear him say that, is there any name that you immediately pop out and go, here's a few that we probably should look back at?
Well, here's the deal. In the inaugural of this, it was at the Civic Center, and it was a tie. I mean, you dressed up. It's an honor. Then it went away for several years, and I was glad to see it come back. Yeah. It's like I said before, part of the problem, part of the solution.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not for calling any people out. I don't do that publicly, and we might go behind closed doors and have some words. We might agree to disagree, but that's okay. I'm not going to sit here. I think I grew up in a time frame when Andy Link and the consolidation of schools and things. There was a lot of good athletes, man. I looked at 1967 or 65. I had a cousin that played on that team. You had John Hobbs. You had Ronnie Danhoff, who went to the Army and punted for him and things. I mean, there's a lot of old people that were good. There's a lot of good young. I'm not going to sit here and say this one should be on it. There's a lot of good athletes that's played here. People just don't. My brother said, how big was Raymond Martin? I said, he was big. You think K-Ron's big? He was big.
I'm telling you, man. I said it after I watched it. I was like, Raymond Martin's getting 10 and 10 in the backyard game tonight.
Hey, I'm going to tell you. And I almost did his mimic jump shot because we all mimicked him in practice because he had this funky jump shot around the post. He'd turn and put the ball up here and his right leg would kick his butt, And we'd all be in practice, hey, Raymond, But I'm just saying, there's a lot of good athletes. Yeah. And, you just got to search it. And I know you go on nominations and stuff, and that's great. I mean, and you have to go through the process. To me, I never thought I'd be anything. Maybe probably in jail when I was younger or something, but,
One thing I'd like to add on this, because I think I've heard you talk about this before. When we went to what we now call as the new 35-year-old high school, a lot of information and a lot of things that we could use for this were lost. and you were one that is, I don't want to say been vocal, but I've heard you say to some people, we didn't do a really good job of that. I don't know who's responsible, but we've lost a lot of that when really we should have been keeping up with it.
Yep.
How much of stuff did we really lose?
We lost a lot. Because
Really?
you remember the old school, out there going into the wing. I don't know what it is. It used to be the vocational wing, the
Yep.
history wing.
Yes.
There was trophy cases out there, and they were full.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just for the pioneers. When I went to be an administrator at the middle school, Betty wanted me to clean out in front of the gym, which was McMill City stuff. She wanted me to throw. I can't say. She said you need to get rid of that. She didn't say go throw it, but I know I can read between the lines. You know, I said I'm not doing that. So I was calling people like Dr. Sane. He was part of that team. That was his pitcher. Billy Joe Hillis, all CTC football. I took it to his sister. He passed. When we moved out there, it was put in a room. All the what composites were there, but all the trophies and everything, and just gone away from. Because I can remember Betty Wood, and I was still mad at my mom at this because I was 15, and they were playing in the sub-state in Jackson. So she didn't drive, so my cousins were taking her. I said, I want to go. You ain't going to school tonight. Driving all the way to Jackson to watch Pioneers play in the quarterfinal sub-state.
Yeah.
Babs Biles, Betty Wood. I can still hear Tolly Wayne. That's what we listen to every Tuesday and Friday night. Give it to the sophomore. You know, stuff like that. That's it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've lost that.
Yeah.
And I say it's not anybody's fault. We allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
We.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, I want those kids. What better thing you can do is to have the young kids at your basketball game looking up to those kids playing for you.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. And being a mentor to those young kids. That's how you change this, what's going on right now.
Yep.
I'm just saying it.
Hey, listen, he's finally in the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've referenced the line
Yes.
for years and years again. And you just keep hearing it.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, he's exactly the one that said, hey, did anybody ask the kids about
Yes.
this? Going on again. Franklin Fisher, been on the Connect message board, said I took that lesson from Coach Walker and Cox and Coach Brown, and to fast pitch at the high school, just put the ball in play. Good again too. I am Jeff Simmons. This is Trevor Evans. This is Chris Sullins. This is the Warren County Sports Authority. Again, we're presented by Prater's Barbecue out there on
Out there on the right.
right. Yes, sir. And I was about to say on the left. Man, I'm tired.
I mean,
We don't ever come from the left
Yeah,
side.
no.
It's always the right side.
635-2259. You can call in right now. Still go get you an order, or you can go out there. I'm sure we'll be out there before
We
the
will.
night is over. We will.
We will.
100% on that. Is there anything? This is the one thing I don't want to. I'm going to get you. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything like this. Do you ever feel like in some aspects when it does come to the Hall of Fame, are there like a certain set of criteria or standards when you think about it that might be helpful when it comes down to it? And when you think about it, do you feel like it's more individually based or team based?
You know, I had that conversation with somebody today. That's interesting you said it. Because they were talking about, and I'll just throw the 92 team out there.
Yeah.
Should they be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, I believe so. I think you put the 92 team.
Well,
With the
when you
79
realize,
basketball.
when you realize the Americans are in there, you're like, well,
That's kind of where the conversation started.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Americans were the stepping stone for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because now you're playing against 136 teams in the state of Tennessee.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough one. I think there has to be, you got to have some kind of criteria.
I
You
think
know,
so too.
Right.
what did they do to get there, like, whether they played or coached or, you know, I don't know.
I'm a big fan of, like, did they get a district MVP? Were they on a team that won a district? I like to look at that because, you know, otherwise sometimes we talk about that. It's not the Hall of Very Good. And sometimes the Hall of Very Good kind of is the sister or brother of Warren County Good. Well, they're great. And it's like, well, they were really good for Warren County, but I mean, like, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, they were also on a 4-28 team, so good, congratulations.
That's a good point because I thought a lot about this, and I know you've referenced this, Chris, a lot. I've never coached a great player. When you talk a GOAT, I've never coached an Alex Rodriguez or a Derek Jeter. I've coached a lot of good players.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And somebody always asked me, who's the best athlete you ever coached? I said, at what? You know, I mean, if you're talking about athlete, just athletic ability, and he played with Chris, probably one of the best athletes I ever coached was Robbie France.
Absolutely.
That guy could have been whatever he wanted to do. He could have done it
Yeah.
if he wanted to. You know, he was good. Jerry Gooby Martin,
Yes.
George Olesic. I can name. They were good players. But if you're talking about somebody, you know, we were laughing about that when I went to the Braves. I was sitting there with my wife, and all the outfielders coming out. Marquise Grissom, David Justin. Here comes Andre Jones, 18 years old.
He was solid.
I'm going. I looked at my wife and said, "That could be my starting center fielder. You think I can recruit him?" You know? She goes, "What?" I said, "That guy's just 18 years old. He's a starting outfielder for the Braves." I'm like,
Be possible.
I said, "How's that?" I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some good ones. You know, CJ. Little do you know, if I was still coaching baseball, CJ would have played baseball.
Oh, yeah.
We
He
said
could-
it his
he
senior
could
year.
wing it.
I honestly thought he was going to.
We actually said his senior year. We said, "Hey, you put that kid out there."
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I watched him pitch in Little League. I'm like, where's the? I'm like, and I'm gonna tell you another one. K-Ron.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
I saw him throw a football when he was a freshman across the field on crutches, 50 yards. I said, Lee Smith. Oh, I said, Lee Smith.
we still got video when he threw it 80 yards. I'll never
Yeah.
forget we were standing on the 30, and when it went through the goalpost, you were going, that was, you start counting like 10, 20, 30, 40. That just went 80 yards.
I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, and we honestly, I think there was times where I think even Phil wanting CJ to.
Yeah,
he did. There was an idea. The idea came from the fact was CJ was just such a winner. You just assumed if you gave CJ the ball in the 7th inning with a lead, he was going to get you. He was going to get you through it.
But hey, this is no disrespect to CJ and K-Ron, because those are really, really quality athletes. What Coach Walker's talking about is the next level.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we talked about it the night that if we get to the state, there's a chance we're going to play Brandon Miller. Well, he was the second pick in the NBA draft. I mean, I've heard the story. I basically looked at CJ, goes, "What will we do?" I said, "Well, we'll practice, and then after the game, we'll get his autograph." That's what we'll do.
Yeah. You know what else you could have done?
What?
You would take your medicine.
Yeah, that's right. And we would have.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're tired of being treated like just another number at a big chain pharmacy, it's time to make that short drive to Spencer Drug Company. Need prescription filled fast. They got you covered. If you need answers about your medication, they're right here to help. Spearheaded by Rhonda Barnes, Beth Kirby, and the great team there. Make it easy and convenient to take care of your health. So whether you're in Sparta, McMinnville, Spencer, or anywhere nearby, take the drive and see the difference for yourself. Spencer Drug Company, where service still matters. 120 College Street, 931-946-7900. You told a story on Saturday where you had to take your medicine a little bit. Because it wasn't videoed there, I want to bring this back up. In college, drove home.
Yep.
And what was the medicine Mom was delivering when you got home?
Mom wouldn't have no part of that. I was of age. I was 18, 19,
Yeah.
Coach Jackie Revis, he was a godsend for me. I mean, he took me and taught me a lot about life. He taught me the game of baseball. He talked about competition. I mean, we learned how to compete. We were playing Kellogg, Michigan, and they were not very good, okay? But I'm down there, and, of course, when I went into Motlow that fall, there was 13 pitchers. I was number 12. The other guy was a wrestler, okay? So I had to work my way up by spring with a couple injuries. I moved my way into the bullpen a little bit and spot starter, and I, here I was probably throwing 82, but I could throw my curveball pretty good, say high 70s. Major league curveball, softball, fastball, But I'm out there trying to blow it by them, and they're hitting garbage can shots at their infielders, and Coach comes out, Coach Revis, and if you ever know Coach Revis, he's real high voice, and Billy Martin. If you ever, Hat Bill was hitting me in the nose, bam, bam. I thought, oh Lord, all my family's up there, and he said, "What are you doing, Wire?" I said, "I'm trying to get my fastball." He goes, "When did I put you in to throw a fastball? Throw the curveball." But he had done walk me out to the left field fence and then back into the dugout, still chewing me. So I got home. I said, "Man, it embarrassed me. I'd never been like." I thought my mom and dad pretty well, Coach, but I drove home. I pulled in the driveway. It's after dark. I get out. My mom meets me at the driveway. What are you doing home? So I'm quitting. Why? And what I said, I can't play for that guy. She goes, did he tell you the truth? And I said, yeah. She goes, get your back in the car. You're not a quitter. And from that day on, I learned when I walk through the gates or you walk through the doors of the locker room, lights are on, it's game time. He taught me a valuable lesson. I wasn't prepared mentally. You know, from then on, it's like, yeah, whatever coach says, I'm running through the wall, you know. But my mom, she didn't hold no punches, man. She said, no, you're not a quitter.
No. Hey, this will take your
And
medicine.
unlike I took my medicine, and I'm glad Dad didn't come out. It'd been worse. You know, probably been
Double dose.
Been a whammy.
Jimmy doing all I just need to stop by for a second.
Yeah.
I got lost.
He said hi.
Yeah.
We'll make sure y'all are all good. Here, Ben Loma Cadet message board. Barry Watermaker asked, does Jimmy remember the home run he witnessed in Tullahoma that caused his dad to come on the field?
Yeah. I got that today too.
He got every question today.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask you about this, and this.
Yeah.
You better be prepared. Well, what was that like?
My sophomore year, 77, was a kind of rough year. I lost my grandmother, and then my mother had cancer surgery, and my dad had throat surgery, and he had a trach. And we're playing Tullahoma. Tullahoma was really good that year. They had Susie Boy, Steve Susie, he went to Mississippi State, and they had some guys. And Terry and Trent Moore, Frog Moore, who's from here, his kid Terry was a really good player. And the Turner boys. And Tim Turner, who went to Vanderbilt and played, hit a ball. And I was playing left field, and Stan Jacobs was in center field. And the ball bounced. It was a good 30-foot, and bounced over. The lighting wasn't good, so. And you hold your hands up, and the umpire's going like this. And they gave him a home run, and next thing I know, me and Stan are hollering, jumping, and I look in the dugout, and here's my dad. He couldn't talk. He has these little pads like Pistol Pete that kids can ride on. You can pull it up. You know, he's over there telling Leo, beep, 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 beep. And Leo's going, James, it's okay, James, it's okay. And I'm thinking, oh my God, my dad's fixing to kill somebody. You know, in which he probably said that, I don't know, but that's what Barry was talking about. And that's still laughter when we say, well, I remember when James couldn't even talk. He was over there writing it on that little pad.
Chalkboard times is
Yeah.
all. Golly, he's talking in Morse code over there. I know we all get it on there. Yeah, let's go to the random questions real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I know there's some other things
I got a
ask
couple
here on that one, and we will bring the video back. Actually, do you have it ready right now, Connor? Yeah, go ahead, run it.
What's up, everybody? Mitchell McCorkle with McCorkle Landscaping. Got some exciting news. We are getting ready to launch our new website. One of the biggest things for us is giving our customers the best experience that we can. On the website, you'll be able to meet our team, see our services, but the really cool thing is you will actually be able to build out your project before you even talk to anybody. Obviously, that's still an option for you to give us a call anytime that you need to, but what our new website is going to do is it's going to have an inventory list of all of our trees. It's going to have the ability to be able to build out your project the way that you want it, and then us be able to contact you and go further with that. Anywhere from picking out the trees that they like to giving us details about a walkway or a patio that they want to do. Stay tuned. Check it out at McCorkleLandscaping.com.
Big job or small, residential or commercial, McCorkle Landscaping is your go-to team for reliable quality results. Call today, 931-212-5174. Again, that's 931-212-5174. McCorkle Landscaping, digging deep to build your dream outdoors. Trev, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so we talked about it before the show. You coached my brother Sean.
Yeah.
So I texted him when we found out you were coming on, and I said, hey.
This is good.
Help me out.
I said, hey, give me a question or a story or something that I need to bring up. And I'm going to read you what he said. He said, all great memories. He said, ask him if he still gets to work, practice, or whatever he's doing now by 5 a.m.
Yes.
I said, and then he wanted me to pass this along. He said, please pass on that I often talk about him to my fellow sailors about the life lessons he taught us players, about the value of hard work and always doing the right thing because it was the right thing. And this you've talked about today. He said, you also taught us to outwork everybody and to be a good teammate. I didn't always like it, and I definitely did not realize it at the time. But along with he was a walking testimony of the love of Jesus to your teams and all your players. So Sean is somebody that growing up that I looked up to. So to see the impact that you had on him in a indirect way, I appreciate that because of the impact it had on me.
Thank you, Trevor.
Trail, that a boy.
T-Rab, boy. I don't know.
Yeah, you go.
You want me to ask you a question now? Yeah, let me tell you right here. I have an entire list here, so I'm gonna rapid fire at you. What was your out pitch? I mean, I'm pretty curveball. Most memorable game you pitched in?
Beating Memphis State, the first time Tech ever beat them.
Wow. What's the most pitches you ever threw in a game?
We didn't have counters. I can tell you this. I will tell you this. Hey, I will tell you this. My senior year, I pitched in 3 games that week, and Coach looked at me on Saturday, and I said, Coach, I'll give you what I got. It ain't much.
Can I throw left-handed?
Teaching pitching today comes first. Location, changing speeds, or velocity?
Location, changing speeds.
Yep. Then is the split finger a safe pitch for people to throw? If they have big enough hands.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You got to have big enough hands, one. I never did. I got pygmy fingers. But I think it's okay. I think the slider's the one you got to watch.
Really?
Yeah. And last one, this one very personal for me. How many pitches would it take Jimmy Walker today to strike out Philip King?
3.
I like it.
Well, I got to be cocky because I know Philip is.
Yeah.
So it's all you.
I was fortunate enough that this guy was in the interview process when I got the job.
Yeah.
So, you walk in and he was one of those coaches like Coach Luna to me. I mean, I looked up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I needed to be in the same room. I made sure I was going to say the right words. Then he becomes the principal. He was smart enough to go. They were smart enough to hire me, and they said, "Hey, Jimmy will be in charge of this kid. I'll be the only guy that can control it." But when I got the job, I'll never forget. I said I need to put a good staff together, and I remember looking back at you and Coach Cox and Coach Brown and Coach Fred, how well y'all got along. It seemed that, and that coaching staff, in my opinion, of how well y'all got along during those times, had a lot to do with your success. So I wanted to emulate that. My first question would be this: behind closed doors, were there ever disagreements? Because nobody ever saw any of that publicly. But was there any
No, I mean, well, in athletics, there's going to be heated moments. We never did it publicly. We never did it in front of the players. And I don't say we never really did. We might have just go in there. I did tell Coach Brown one time we was playing Cookville, since he talked about Cookville Saturday. And we were playing this tight game, and J.W. Hope may have been a sophomore, I guess, or Gooby was pitching or something. And they were pretty good. And he come down to the end of the dugout, and I'm calling the pitches or whatever. And he goes, "It'd be a good time I said, "How many blank pitches you called this year? Go to the other end of the dugout." He's the head coach. He said, "You're right." I mean, there was times that we disagreed, but not really. We never really had. And I say this, Chris, and I'm a humble person. I try to be, because that's how God tells us to be. And I listen to the guys that's mentoring. I mean, and I think that's lost in coaching today. The guys that are successful that win that, like the Indiana football coach, I never even heard this guy. And all of a sudden I said, "Man, this is the smartest guy I know." So that's true. You can't have this dissension amongst the ranks.
So our staff, okay? I would be Coach Brown because I'm older. Who on our staff is Coach Walker?
Adam.
Absolutely.
100%.
Because honestly, I love Ronnie. Played golf with him 6 or 7 months ago. But if Coach Walker and Ronnie probably ever butted heads, Coach Coach Brown would be like, "Yeah, I probably need to stop there."
Yeah.
Coach Walker would give me a whole lot of trouble. You became the principal. That's a whole different role.
Oh, yeah.
What was what do people not understand of what it takes to be a principal of a 1,800 person high school on a daily basis, dealing with everything that you're going to have to? What's the one thing that they can't, that you would love to say, hey, try this for 24 hours?
Yeah. Now, let me tell you the prelude to this is that we were coming back from a cattle show in Amarillo, Texas, because my son and my kids, we're coming across Oklahoma, and I'm driving along. My wife's over here reading her Kindle, and I went, oh, crap. She thought we had a blowout. And I looked there and I said, I'm going to be in charge of over 2,000 people. What was I thinking?
He just got from the cattle show and he's like, this is going to be me.
Yeah, I was like, I got to get back. I will say this. One is you need to have a plan, and it don't need to be exotic. And when I told Bobby Cox, I said, Bobby, I'm going to do this like coaching. Our players tried to do 5 things good. If we can master those 5 things, we're going to be pretty good. Principal, if we can get 3 things, that's what I did. I said, and if we don't do this first one, we're not going to be good with the second and the third one. So I think it's going in, listening to your staff, but they got to understand too, they don't see the whole picture of everything. They don't know how your hands are tied by the state sometimes. They don't know the other side of the coin, and you trying to shuffle that. It's a monumental task, and the good Lord got me out of there before COVID, because my secretary told me, she said, you would have had a heart attack. I said, yes, I would have, because I said the kids need to be in school.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I spent 2 years emailing, you dumb butts, they need to be in school. And first of all, high school should be the best times of your life. Yeah. Because you're fixing to hit the real world. And then you're going to look back and say, dang, I wish I'd have done this a little different.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted it to be. And I know I didn't succeed in it, but I said, I'm just a Band-Aid, Bobby. I'm not the fix. I was honest enough with him to say, look, I'll do what I can do. And if you need to tell me, here's the keys, Jim, I heard Jim, here's the keys, Bob.
So, okay, my last 2 questions would be this. I'm going to say you took that job based on your relationship with Bobby. Yeah. That Bobby, all the years y'all spent together and those type things, Bobby probably said, hey, Jimmy, Coach Walker, we need you, and you said you would do that. The question that we brought up, and we say it a lot on this show, where did the statement, have we asked the kids, where did it come from? Because you're the first person that I've ever, you said this a couple times when it came to situations. I've got an opinion, they've got an opinion, and you would ask the question, have we actually asked the kids around here what they want?
Exactly.
Where did it come from? Because that's something that this show uses a lot at times.
It could honestly be the subhead of our show.
Well, I'll tell you, when I said the initial thing when Ron Martin, I wanted to help the kids. I had a job. I gave it up, and the Lord put me in this position. At the time, I didn't know He was putting me in this position, but But the other thing is, when I became an administrator for Betty Wood at the middle school, my business card was do what's best for kids. Somebody has to be an advocate for them. But you know as well as I do, a lot of kids don't have that home. And my daughter is taking on an administrative role right now, and I said, don't forget, you're going to the dark side now as administrator. Do what's best for kids. Yeah. And she's an advocate for the kids. Because I would ask the kids, what do we need to do? And because if you don't have buy-in, it don't matter. It's like a team. You can be the best coach in the world. If you don't have buy-in, you ain't going to be there long.
That's what you said that a lot in Warren County. You can replace coaches.
And I was thinking today, he's going to ask me something about coaching. I said, well, at the boneyard. I shouldn't say that, but that's what they used to call LSU.
Yeah. Anything else on that?
My last one.
Go ahead.
He's the only principal I ever had a meeting with.
I know.
It's the most successful. And Coach Luna, I'm going to have to rain on his parade. We did replace Coach Luna's team that year with the most wins. Mm-hmm. We had and you remember the night. You remember the night.
I think I took some pictures.
You took some pictures, and I appreciated you making those public. That really made me feel positive. Okay. I'll never forget when you walk in. I've always said when Todd Wilmore calls you at 6 o'clock, that's not good. When Todd Wilmore calls you at 6 o'clock and says Jimmy wants to meet with you, that's even worse. So here's where you know, and Trev, with your brother, this has a little bit to do with it. When Coach Walker looks you in the eye and says, you know, some people say you've got a really good basketball team. And I think that they're maybe not as good as you think that they are. Now, I'm going to ad-lib here because – and they're playing like a bunch of – and you're in charge. E.F. Hutton spoke. He had to have some meetings. Yeah. Of course, it didn't really go that far because not too much longer, we had a water fountain problem.
Yeah. Remember that one, too?
But, hey, the advocate of what he is for Warren County.
Yeah.
It's just like Betty Wood.
Yep.
Betty Wood, Patty Clark, those people, they're faces of Warren County. And they're legends of Warren County. Hey, congratulations on your Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming back.
I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take a break here in a second, but I do want to read a couple of these stories while we
Yes.
still have Coach Walker here. Aaron Blaylock in the Ben Loma Connect message board says, my favorite Coach Walker story, and it's a teacher story, not baseball. Coach Walker gave me the only B I ever got in high school. I told him that at some point after he hired me to teach, and he said, no, you earned that B. He was right, and I still use that to this day and with my students and my own kids now. And then Brent Carden also adds on the Ben Longman Connect message board, had Coach Walker as a teacher in 8th grade. One day there was a heavyweight fight in the bathroom. Nobody wanted to take on stopping it. Someone went to go get Coach, and he disappeared into the bathroom. It got quiet after about 30 seconds, and Coach Walker came out. Coach walked out holding both dudes by the collar. All three had blood on them. Never will know whose blood belonged. Laying down the law. And I will add this: when Jay Walker asked a question, the Ben Loma Connect message board has to be answered. He did that. Say, Coach, do you like your players having walk-up music? I will hang up and listen to your answer.
I hate this stuff. I hate the Mr. T starter kit.
Especially when they're on 6-year-old team.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Jay, you and I are nostalgic, man. We like the old school stuff.
Old school what?
Like,
Connor, get us to Supreme Building Products as we let Coach Walker get out of here because I know he's got places to be tonight. Coach, appreciate you. Go to the Supreme Building.
Where we say the customer's always supreme. Supreme Building Products.
This is David Moore with Supreme Building Products. We've been your one-stop shopping center for lumber and building supplies since 1963. We're a family-owned business and operated and proudly served Warren County for over 50 years. At Supreme, it's not just about great prices, but it's about exceptional service. Our customers are what's always supreme. From lumber to roofing to plumbing and paint, we have everything you need to build your dream home from the ground up. Whether you're a contractor, a homeowner, or a weekend warrior, our knowledgeable staff is ready to assist you at our state-of-the-art drive-through lumberyard. Visit us, please, at the corner of Highway 70 and North Spring Street. There's something for everyone at Supreme Building Products, where quality and customers come first, and the coffee's always free. And always be sure to shop local. Call us, please, at 473-9564.
Where we say the customer's always supreme. Supreme Building Products.
Hey, more ads here on the Warren County Sports Authority video advertising, which we really like. If you want to be able to be a part of that, reach out wcsportsauthority@gmail.com or jsimo20@gmail.com or call Trev.
Call me.
Hey, that video's got all those materials you
It
talked
does.
about.
Digital more brand, everything.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, again, to that, the Supreme Building Supply, which is the sponsor of the Sullins Rant of the Week, I'm going to put the over-under on this. I would have said 2 minutes about 5 minutes ago, but now I'm going to give it to about 5 minutes because I think Sullins can go a little bit longer on this topic. Trev, clock ready?
Yep.
One camera. Sullins, start us off.
We've been fortunate enough for the last, I guess, 4 out of the last 5 weeks. We've had some of the most influential and best guests I think that you can have.
Yeah.
Not only in this county, in the mid-state area. When you talk about Gary Rankin and Bobby Luna, Miss Patty Clark and Jimmy Walker, those are household names. for the last couple weeks, and I think we can add Patty and Gary and they've talked about parents, but two of them the last couple weeks have talked about their own parents. How Coach Bobby Luna's father talked about how he wanted to give his son the opportunity to fulfill some dreams that he had, and then Coach Walker talks tonight about him wanting to quit, and his mama just sitting there saying, that's not happening. And then we also talk about maybe an old school mentality. Parents, listen to some of these people. You can't be everything for your child when it comes to asking for playing time and making sure that they don't go through difficult times or going through or having difficult situations. These people are telling you, and we've got great parents here. Hey, one of the best things I can talk about my time when it comes to Warren County is I dealt with great parents. Parents that would let their kids fall and let them get back up, so to speak. There's going to be tough times in life. Jimmy Walker, who, let's be honest, I never at any point in time would have thought I'd heard a story where Jimmy Walker said he wanted to quit. It's just not his mentality. Right. He went through a tough time, and his mother said, that's not how it's going to work. Bobby Luna talks about openly. He thought his basketball career was going to be over. And his dad gave him an opportunity, or talked and gave him an opportunity. Kids have more opportunities today than I think they've ever had. With how the transfer works and all those type things, you can go do some of the things you want to do in life, but you're going to have to work hard at it.
Sure.
You're going to have to work hard. And mom and daddy can't always make it better for you. So this is a little bit about with kids and parents both. If your mom and dad are picking up you every time something goes wrong, it won't work well going forward. Be a big boy, be a big girl. You're going to go through difficulties. Mom and dad, if you think you're the answer to your child's problems when it comes to high school or college athletics, you're not. Listen to some coaches. Hey, there's some quality people here. We've had two of the best the last 2 weeks. They're quality people. They understand what's best for teams and or athletes at times. I'm glad we've had this opportunity to talk to hey, I've learned a lot.
Sure.
Listening, sitting here talking to these people. They're icons, they're legends not only in this area, but in different areas. I would just encourage parents, a lot of times when you're listening to them, understand what they're saying and the points they're trying to get across. And I think it can help your children as you go forward. That's all I got tonight.
Over under.
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes.
He under.
Went under.
3.5.
Yeah.
3.5.
You know what I learned tonight?
Tell me.
He stopped me from being David Wells.
It was funny when he said David Wells. I thought, yeah, Jeff's got the David Wells body about him. You know what I mean? Lefty.
I think he was spelling it WHALE.
Dang.
Self-joke. I've had a lot of time to sit over here and think about that. Yeah, I did. Again.
I'm a little upset, though, you didn't go after him about getting cut.
He did it twice. He did it twice.
Hey, you should have listened to Coach Luna, and you should have went somewhere else.
I needed my. Hey, Dad, you're out there listening. Why did he go to Van Buren County?
Van Buren County. You could have been a stud up there with baseball. Yeah. You know, we hear a lot about Van Buren County basketball.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot about baseball.
Actually, the kid that was Scroggins.
Yeah, well, he's solid.
He went. He signed. Yeah, he's a pretty good baseball player. Again, to Kimberly Paul Felton and the Ben Loma Connect message board said, excellent rant. Sometimes you got to push them in the right direction. I'm glad Kimberly got to hang on.
Absolutely, Kim.
We apologize.
Sorry.
We were kind of on a time limit with Coach tonight. Needed to make sure because I really thought we'd probably go for 2.5.
Jeff read my mind. I'm thinking we don't need to do the rant. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally over here I know what I'm doing when it comes down to it. But again, too, hope everybody has enjoyed the show. And here's what we're gonna say. Yep. We'll have more people.
Oh, we got them coming.
We're lined up.
Hey, I've got one coming. You want to announce it?
Go ahead.
Hey, One that we didn't think, and
Ever.
and I told Trevor this when I walked in.
Yeah.
First time we've ever beat Simmons here, which was
I was like, sometime.
absolutely. We actually were on the
Sonic-
phone.
Sonic is
Something
close.
has happened. So, yeah, Sonic had went under.
Look at this
If
guy.
it makes you feel even, it really was that. I went over to Sonic and I was like, y'all are taking a little
But
bit.
here's the great point. I told Trev, I said, did you ever think, and we say this a lot, too much on this show, but did you ever think when we were in the woodshed that we would have Coach Walker and Todd Wilmore has committed to coming on the show?
Yep.
I actually asked him today,
Yeah.
and he was open about it. Yeah, I'll come on. He goes, I'm not going to be like Coach Rankin and those guys. I said, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
We'll get Todd. We'll get him in a groove. But
Yeah.
The Todd father.
the Todd father's coming. Can't wait to get Todd Wilmore on. That's another classic.
Yeah.
Just a
A
legend,
lot
an
of people,
icon.
will tune into that.
Everybody's going to tune into that because he's coached so many
Yeah.
children in this area, both boys and girls, football, soccer, some other sports, and then he had a pretty good athletic career and
Yeah.
went to some high level
Yeah,
places.
I think
and
he's got some
played.
stories about when he was in college too, in the military. That he might have met some
Yeah,
people around there
yeah.
too. He's got
So
he's got a lot of good stories.
I think that we've got a little street cred now.
Yeah.
Like people, I would have loved to maybe back during those days to say, hey, Todd, you want to come on? He's like, what? What-
Simmons'
Who?
house?
You want me to go where?
His cat roams and jumps on the table while you're filming? No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what they would have
I
said.
forgot about the cat.
Coach Walker would have been like, hey, do you want to come on? Click.
Now, I think it's even better now because I think some of the time the coaches that are coming on here have watched previously.
Yes,
So
yes.
now they're like building up their
Yes,
stories.
yes, yeah.
Like Luna was rolling off a couple last week that I was like, he had that one ready to
He
go.
knew. He knew.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there begging, like, let me tell this Ray Allen story.
Yeah, he actually said, hey, let's go here. I mean, they held Jesus Shuttlesworth to 25. That's pretty impressive. Tell
And he
me.
didn't shoot threes.
Yeah. I love it when he basically said, hey, I don't think Jesus can play it. UConn.
UConn, really? I don't know.
That's
about
kind of like
that.
Coach Walker not saying he could hit Glavin. I'm like, hey.
My dad has chimed in the text message. He goes, I really wish I would have done that with you, but he goes, I really wanted you to come back and prove him wrong. My bad.
I would love for Simmons to come off the mountain play the Civic Center.
You think they would have carried me off the field? Next question.
All
Next
right.
I've got some stuff. We're not going there.
Power broker of the week.
Well, before we do that, we should mention C4 Sports
Yes.
Apparel. So let's tell us a little bit about
A little bit
our-
of
our-
C4
our
Sports,
favorite- C4.
the official apparel provider of the WCSA. Go get all your apparel, all your sporting needs from Jeff Chisholm. At C4 Sports, there's nothing they cannot deliver when it comes to athletic apparel. You need new uniforms, practice uniforms, hats. Hey, let's be honest. We got the Pioneer games coming up next
Yeah.
Friday night. Hey, and everybody wants to be in new Pioneer attire
Yeah.
next Friday when we travel to the cab. So do yourself a favor. Contact C4 Sports
Lions Den.
and do yourself a favor and put the best apparel on your body as you watch the Pioneers go to the den and get a win.
We should also tease that next week we will bring out the second Splash and Go
Absolutely.
question. We will be doing a Splash and Go trivia question on next week's Warren County Sports Authority. I saw Kevin Rolling the other day.
He get it.
He said he was so pumped.
Was he?
He hadn't went and got it yet,
Yeah,
but
but
he
he's
was
pumped.
he was
Hey,
like, I'm so glad I won
Randy.
that.
Yes.
Randy
Randy
was-
fix you up.
Oh,
won't he?
top notch,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, but again, and if you want Warren County Sports Authority apparel, Jeff has all of our design
Yes,
logos. So
yes.
if there's anything that you wanted, I know you reach out to us, but we're really just a middleman when it comes to that. If you'll reach out to Jeff, he can get that printed out for you.
Get your WCSA and wear it proudly
Yep. Out there.
along with your Pioneer attire.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
we do have a couple of those shirts that we might
Absolutely.
We might have,
to give some of those away
we
down
might
the cap.
be
What do you think?
throwing them
Yeah.
somewhere.
Michael Thrower? Maybe
Thrower.
Yeah.
Connor, what you got over there, man?
After your last story, Jeff, about getting kicked off the baseball team,
I didn't get kicked out, I got cut.
same.
Wasn't on the team.
Yeah. What was your number, by the way? Because I think we should do a special C4 shirt with your number and says the whale on the back.
Oh,
The whale.
I was always big on being number 22.
22?
Yeah.
Not
The one
69?
question I wanted to ask Coach
Lorenzen,
Walker.
Jared Lorenzen. He's
You
my
know,
favorite
the
player.
one question I wanted to ask Coach Walker. where did the number 39 come
Yeah,
from?
that's a great question.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And I forgot.
I wanted to ask him about his best like ejection because in baseball
Oh,
they
yeah.
just go crazy.
Yes.
You know,
You don't want none of him. now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's going to
Big
be
train, little train, just go fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have talked about this a little bit with our presenting sponsor, that is Prater's Barbecue,
Out there on the
635-225 now, out there on the right where we'll be heading not too long from now. We have said that restaurant's getting closer. I saw a gigantic smoker, I think, on Facebook
30
today.
gallons?
Yeah, that is going to be
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
a
So
big
they're getting closer and closer, and we've told them that once he opens up there, we are going to go do a show out there. And I think we just blow it out.
Oh, we're gonna.
I think
blow
we make it a round table and we
Yes.
just bring what if we just brought back Luna, Rankin, Walker, and
All
Clark
of them?
all on the
Yes.
yeah. And then we just won't do the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just sit
out there and eat.
Yeah.
I was
Maybe
hoping
have a beverage.
yeah. We'll have our own wing eating.
Yes, wing eating.
We'll do the wing eating competition in those
2 hours.
Can it be me and Solomon versus you?
I'd still win.
We know.
I don't know. Y'all put away some wings
Yeah.
while we're out there. I really don't. I go there. All right, Trev's
Let's do it.
TNT.
Let's do it.
Power broker of the week, and I've not remember. I just still don't know how to say some of these words, so Solons can make fun of me.
Okay.
When you think of power, think of the Napa store on Burstby Highway. Napa not only has the powerful Legend batteries, but did you know, Trev, they custom make or repair battery cables. Napa stocks grout wire. Groot wire. Go ahead.
Oh, it's
Go ahead.
Grody wire, man.
Grody wire from 4 gauge for small engines up to triple aught cable for heavy equipment. If you need to boost, they have powerful chargers and booster packs from companies like Clor, Noco, Stardall, and Projecta. Call 931-474-6272 for more information. Napa, proud supporter of Trans.
If we wouldn't
TNT.
quit in time,
Power broker of the week. I'm not the power broker after that read. I'm going to have to go get some of that know-how.
Yeah.
Maybe
I,
English
Tom,
language.
I did tell Thomas, I said, just throw a bunch of those words in there
Yeah,
that
he
you know I'm
did.
not going to be able
He
to
did.
say.
He did.
He did.
He
He
had a lot
did.
of fun with it.
sports are back.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Hey, we're getting rolling. I'm gonna give a shout out to a middle school team. It's a build on some success. Mabry Yates steps to the line the other night in the volleyball game. We were
Yeah.
down 4. Comes back, seals the deal against Stone Memorial. That's a big time win. The middle school program's building, and look at what the high school program's doing. I think they're gonna be good for a long time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe rates.
Mabry
Mabry
Yates.
like it.
Yeah.
TNT Power Broker of the Week.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the Warren County Middle School right now.
Yeah.
Hey, we've talked about it before. I mean, you can never say that middle school success will guarantee high school success. But let me tell you, the middle school programs are in good shape right now. First of all, they've been coached by quality people right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
With Sally and
Sally's coaching
and,
middle
and,
school,
and
Bethany.
and now Ben and that coaching staff. And something else that was brought up to me, and we're not going to go long on this, but we may bring a little bit of this up next week. This is one of the first groups at the middle school football team that went through what do we want to call this? They went through the building process
Yep.
of the youth program, which I know we've had youth programs, but I think there's more of an emphasis on it. That middle school football team. And hey, let me tell you, I love covering games now. I'm going to watch the middle school football team play tomorrow night because I want to see that Wilcher just dump truck some kid again. I mean, I just think that's some of the funniest things I've ever seen. I mean, just watching middle school cats say, nope, go on, good.
Someone's driving the carpool to Jasper
I'm
tomorrow.
going to Jasper tomorrow night, going to get some video. But that middle school football team, that's a solid group.
Yep.
Yep.
That's got Ballou Brothers written all over it the next couple years now. I'm telling you.
Gator out there. Of course, we know our C4 apparel. Chisholm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out Brody.
Brody's out there.
Brody will lay some wood to you too. That's just when you look at it, Jameson Bolden's son out
Gus.
there. You start
Gus.
hearing those names, Gus. You're thinking it's quality. But that Wilcher kid, man, he's a man child. I watched some DeKalb County middle schoolers that they made some business decisions.
They became basketball players.
We're good.
Yeah, I don't think this whole football thing is going working for me at all. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for the show. Let's go eat the Prater's Barbecue again, 635-2259. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Don't know exactly if Todd will be here next week.
It's probably a couple weeks, but we're going to set it up.
Yeah.
But Todd Wilmore is coming.
But the Todd Father will be
Todd
here
Father's on the way.
on the Warren County Sports Authority again from Studio 605. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. on the Simmons Says Show.
And you know they ain't my fault. Yeah, the stars are aligned.